Mimighoul deck is solved. Today we are going to talk about the zero cost engine Mimighoul deck that we have seen in the previous replay on this channel. The Mimighoul is a type of deck that requires 0 point for the engine, so we can spend all the point for the non-engine or the powerful cards. We are gonna analyze the list in totally. We are gonna start from the point card that we decided to play. You see we are running 99 points because there are no 1 point card that are relevant for the deck, so we decided to play a 99 point. So let's start with Shifter. Shifter is the most powerful card at the moment in the point cost. This card have a low cost of 10 point each, but with the most power effect. If you are play a deck that can run Shifter, run it. Is 30 point but are broken. Most of the deck lose from only this card, and this is a good reason to play this card. Then the next card is Foolish Burial Goods. Foolish Burial Goods is not a good have not a good synergy with Shifter, but give the deck a good amount of starter with low points, because the deck cannot run terraforming because is too expensive. Cannot run set rotation because it's too expensive. So we need to boost the consistency. Foolish Goods with the Rainbow Bridge can solve this. You can push this, add the Crystal Beast, add the field, play. Simple and good. In the side deck we decided to play 2 Solemn Strike because is good going first and have only 10 point playing 2. That is not too much and not too low. We have to spend the points. I decided to play 2 Solemn Strike that are pretty fine. Then we decided to play Zeus because we are an Exist deck, we can run Zeus, it's an amazing card, game changer card, nothing to talk about it. The other card is Utopic Future because we can run the Exist rank 1, so we can play the combo that we see in the replay with Dulan and Angel to summon F0 with one only Xyz. This card combo requires only a brick in the deck, but is pretty fine. The last 10 points are Typhoon. This card is a controversial card because a difference without advance is that you cannot link away Typhoon. So you need to pay attention that if you can do Typhoon, you need to think about it because you cannot take Typhoon out of your board except for strange interaction or if your opponent decide to take out of your board. So you need to think about it twice. Now we talk about the rest of the decklist. Talking about the engine requirement, we need to play the Eagle for the activation of Bridge Salvation. We need to play Ghost Trick Shot for the combo with the Ghost Trick. So the rest of the card are all engine. We are running 2 Mimighoul Archfiend, that is the one of the most powerful deck, monster deck that can flip an opponent monster. That is an amazing to flip the Mimighoul we gave to our opponent. And for the ones who don't know how the Mimighoul deck work, all the Mimighoul deck monster that are flip have the effect to summon themselves to your open field. So you will think, why I will ever summon a flip to my opponent field? Because all the Mimighoul monster have a bad effect for um, the person that flipped the monster, and after the effect resolved, the Mimighoul monster return to the proprietary, so return to us. So we give the flip set to our opponent, we flip the monster, do a good effect for us, a bad effect for the oppo, and return to us. Pretty simple. For example, Mimighoul Archfiend, when is flipped, we draw a card. The opponent send a card from their end to the graveyard and then return to us. Next Mimighoul monster is Mimighoul Armor. We need it only for have a different amount of name in the deck list. Doesn't have a pretty good effect when it's flipped, because the Mimighoul monster you control cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. The effect of summon can be summoned to your opponent field, or if your opponent have a set monster, that is the case that we search most, we can summon this to our field flipped. So if it's this up, we doesn't have the side effect of flip this card. Then Cerberus is the same reason of armor. We need more monster with different name. Cerberus, when he's flipped, the opponent banishes the top 3 cards from their deck, and we can choose to summon a monster from their banished pile. We are not locked to choose one of the 3 cards that is banished, but if your opponent have more banished cards that with shifter could happen more often, we can choose a monster for all the banished monster. Then we have Mimighoul Dragon, the most powerful card of the deck. This card have the effect that when it's summoned normal or special, we can search a spell trap of the archetype that are the most strongest card of the archetype. And when he's flipped, he do Raijeki to our opponent board, except for the Mimighoul monsters and face down monster. So we can give the dragon to our opponent flipped with the Archfiend, for example. The dragon will destroy all opponent monster and return to us. That is amazing. Fairy is a very good card. We are running in only one copy because it's not necessary to play more than one copy of the majority of the monster, and I'll show you later why. Fairy has the effect that when it's flipped face up, the player that flipped the fairy cannot activate the effect of the monster were special summoned from the end this turn. That could be pretty annoying against some of the deck. Um, the other thing is as armor, Fairy has another condition to summon itself, can summon to the opponent field, or can summon face up to our field if we control a Mimighoul monster. Master is the only non-flip main monster of the deck. Cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect while the opponent control a face down monster, or we control a Mimighoul other than him. On the summon, search a Mimighoul monster that is good but not necessary too good, and is a quick effect during the opponent main phase. He can flip a face down monster your opponent control. The problem of Master is that this effect is only during the opponent turn. If this effect would be in the any main phase, will be a must repair, but like this is not too much good. Slime is the best monster to give your opponent and flip, but is one of the worst to have in the end without a flipping effect. What slimes do? Slimes, when he is flipped, we can special summon a Mimighoul from our deck. So we can special summon Dragon that searches spell trap, or we can special summon another level 1, or we can special summon Master that search a monster. As Fairy and Armor have an effect to special summon to face up to our field when your opponent control more monsters than you. That is good, but you'll never use that part. Then we have a engine card that is not engine because it's not searchable, but is a custom card for this deck, especially in this format. This card say you can target a face up or face down monster your opponent control that is our card, so any Mimighoul we give to your opponent, and then apply these two effects. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent, and then we steal all face up monster your opponent control. That is broken. There is a duel where I play against Ice Barrier deck. I give my opponent a Mimighoul monster. Your opponent trigger an effect, special summon a monster from the deck, activate both other, steal the entire board opponent's scoop. Because the steal is not until the end of the turn, but is permanent. That is insane. Then we have a non-engine zero cost card that is mandatory in the 99% of the deck, that is Dark No More. This card is insane. There is no sense to not run this card because if you are low point of the entrap, have no sense to play entrap that have zero cost that could be occasionally good. This is 99% of the time much better. Then we have goods, we already told, Ghostric Shot that is necessary for the Ghostric combo we have seen in the duel, and I explain later when we come to the Xyz. Mimighoul Dungeon, that is the field spell of the deck. Mimighoul Dungeon have three effects. A continuous effect that boosts the attack of our Mimighoul that are not summoned that turn with the amount of their defense. So, for example, we take dragons that have 500 attack and 2k death. The turn is summoned is a 500 attack. The next turn became a 2k5 attack. That is an amazing amount for a level 1 monster. Second effect of the Mimighoul Dungeon. If the opponent control a face down monster, your opponent cannot normal summon and cannot special summon monster, or my bad. The opponent monster that are special summoned this turn cannot declare attack. This is a pretty good floodgate, especially with the trap card of the archetype that we'll read later. And the last effect, that is the most powerful effect of dungeon. Once per turn, we can add the Mimighoul monster from the deck or graveyard. This is why we play a different names in the deck and mostly in one copy, because we can cycle back more and more times. Then we have Mimighoul Maker. This card is a really powerful card, but with a little problematic that is RNG. The activation of this card is simple. We activate this card. If it's resolved, we reveal 2 flip monsters for our deck. One at random went to opponent's field, and one arriving in our hands. Then we can special summon a Mimighoul from our hand. We are not locked to summon the monster we added in this way. We can special summon any Mimighoul in the end from the end. The problematic is that is random. We cannot choose to give a monster to our opponent and take one in the end. This is a little annoying because for example, we activate Maker, we try to give the slime that is the best one target to give our opponent, but if the slime comes to end, we need to have Archfiend in the end to flip the slime. But this is not too problematic in general. I have another effect that cannot be activated turn is activate the other effect. When your opponent special summon a monster, we can banish this card from the graveyard and flip one opponent monster. This is pretty good with the trap we have already mentioned. Layer is another amazing card that has 0 cost. Another staple like Ruler. The only problematic of Slayer that requires extra deck slots. The only problem. Then Upstart, we need consistency with the deck. Upstart, let's play the deck with 37 card, substantially. That is pretty good. Trap is one of the most powerful card of the deck. This card can special summon a Mimighoul from hand or deck to or to the opponent's field face down or to face up to our field. That could be useful to summon dragon to have a follow-up. And then we can set a monster your opponent control without targeting. That is amazing. Have an effect in the grave that cannot be activated the turn we activate the other effect. That can we banish Mimighoul room, target our card of Mimighoul, any number, and return to end. That is pretty good. We already talked about Rainbow Bridge. Talk about extra and later from the side. Garuda, target of Slayer. You can send it with Slayer, bounce back a fusion, draw a card with Garuda. Easy, simple, no problem. Malong, same reason for Garuda, for the Synchro Monster. Zeus already talked about it. Dragon Gate is an amazing card in this deck, useful for the OTK. You can summon it over a rank 1 Xyz monster. Amazing. Let's talk about Ghostrick Angel Mischief. This card can be summoned on a Xyz Ghostrick monster that is Dulan, that is only here for this. Mischief can detach one Xyz material to search a Ghostrick card. We are gonna search Ghostrick Shot that can summon back a monster from our graveyard. So the combo is we go for Dulan. Dulan has an effect that can detach a material to half the attack of the monster that could be useful sometimes. Over Dulan we do Mischief. We are gonna do Mischief effect, detach the Dulan specifically to search Ghost Shot. We active Shot. We summon Dulan. Over Dulan we are gonna summon another copy of Mischief. Now we have 2 copies of the Mischief that obviously are 2 Xyz monsters with the same rank, attribute and type. So we can use them to special summon F0. Now we talk about Mimighoul Giant, that is pretty strong. On the summon we can search a Mimighoul card, any of them that is pretty good, especially when we start with Dragon and we want either field and the trap, so this is not a problem anymore. The other effect is that Mimighoul monster non-exist can attack directly while the opponent control a face down monster. That could be pretty useful in some situation. And the last effect is if the opponent control set monsters, you can target face up card up to the number of face up monster your opponent control and destroy them, detaching one with the touch of one material. And the opponent lose 1k for each card destroyed in this way. That is a decent amount. We play Lililusk only for the fact that this monster can attack directly and is pretty good for do the Zeus with the high number of material. Mimighoul Throne, you need to do this with 2 Mimighoul monster, that is not problematic. You can detach a Xyz material from this card to summon the master from graveyard, deck, or hand. That is the main reason we are running one master. And the quick effect, not in the same turn we active this effect, we can equip this throne to the master. We can bounce without targeting card your opponent's control equals to the number of material this card had. So we can do sometimes not use the effect to summon master and use the effect to bounce. So we can bounce 2 cards your opponent control. That is really relevant. Number 13 is here only for the last effect, that is you can detach a material quick effect to change your opponent monster to attack position. Is a flip of mass that is not pretty good in the most of the case because we have a better way to do this, but the fact is quick make it a good extra deck slot. Is not coming too much, but potentially is pretty good. We already talked about F0. This is the bridge for do the F0 monster, because you need to summon on the F0. Report board, that an exclusive TCG that is another custom card for this deck, is the better version of the 13, but is not quick. It can detach material to change the position of a monster that is our of our opponent and is not once per turn. The strongest part is that you have a bonus effect if all the monsters you control are in attack position, your monster gain all 500 attack. That is good, especially when you need to OTK. But the other effect is much better because while you control only defense position monster, your opponent cannot attack. That is pretty solid. And the last card is Typhoon that we already talked. Now move to the side deck. We decide to play 3D Crow because it's free once. 2 could be relevant against some matchups that play with the graveyard is alternative when we not draw the shifter, could be a huge card. We decide to play 2 kaiju because is a solid answer to monsters that are big and problematic. Is a cost 0 response, no other reason. We can also bounce back with Throne that could be useful against some matchup. Three Cosmic Cyclone because we need a spell trap removal. This is cheap. We don't need to discard like Twin Twister. Pay 1000 life points could be relevant, but is not too much problematic. Iron Thunder is probably one of the best card you can run it going first because it's like a Solemn Judgment because you can get spell trap and monster effect and not summon. That is the difference with Judgment, paying half of your points. Negative activation destroy. Also, you can destroy all card in the same column of the destroy card with this effect. The fact is that Iron Thunder is cost 0 is pretty insane, so we are gonna run it because it's good. Lost Wind is here for only one reason. There are some matchup where you won't play Shifter, so you decide to side it out. So you need an alternative target other than Rainbow Bridge for the Foolish Warrior Goods. There are better targets, but all the better targets requires point. So we decided to play Lost Wind because have a pretty good effect if you draw it. You can target a special summoned monster on the field, negate its effect, half its attack. That is pretty good. And if a monster is special summoned for opponent's attack, you can set this card from your graveyard face down. And when you activate this, this card is banished. That could be pretty useful, especially in the in the matchup when you want to side out Shifter. And then there are the last two cards that are Solemn Strike that we already talked about it. So this is the decklist. Hope all is clear. If you need more detail or something, comment below and see ya!